Time to actually set up these attacks. Now this is going to take a very long time, so I might speed through some of this, but feel free to slow the video down, take your own pace. So I'm going to go back to the base layer of our animation, and I'm going to create a new state. I'm going to call it attacking, and I'm going to make a transition to and from attacking to each state. To each state I want to be able to attack from, and each state I want to return to. I probably wouldn't want to be able to attack from jumping, so personally I wouldn't make a transition there or a transition back if you have a jumping state. So make a transition. I need to make sure that all of these have their exit times disabled, and we'll go to attacking if we are attacking. So if is attacking is true. Is attacking is set in player anim controller, and whenever we press fire 1, which is either the left mouse click or control, or I think it's the B button on a controller, whatever the right one is, then is attacking will go true. Now we need to go away, so we need is attacking to be false. And to specify we want to go to the walking, we can go like before and set move magnitude greater than 0. Here we can do is attacking false, and we can do move magnitude less than some small number, like 0.001, since we can't do equal to 0. Alright, so we have transitions to attacking, but attacking doesn't have any motion, and you probably need to set up these animations yourself as well. So let's create a new animator clip. I'm going to go back to the sprites folder first, find my little knight, and I'm going to create a new clip. I'm going to work on a swing attack animation. So I'll call this player swing, and the first direction I will do is left. And I'm going to set this motion to player swing left. Now let's go to our scene view. Let's play this animation. There's no keyframes yet, so I'm going to get a frame of the player facing left with their right arm extended. This is the left arm, that's the right arm. I'll add this in right here, and I will record here. Now the sword's going to follow the hand no matter what. So for my usage, I'm going to start rotating this hand. Now I'll add a new key. I'll go to the key. I'm going to move this hand to sort of an in-between position. I'm going to make it horizontal. I'm going to add a new key. I'm going to move this hand kind of down and to the right, and I'm going to rotate it again. I'm going to play the animation. It looks like we have a bit of a slash going on, and that looks good to me. Let's test it out with our weapon. If you remember, attacking is now set to player swing left for its animation. So when we press attack, we should start this animation. But this animation is looping endlessly, and the reason for that is that is attacking is set to true in player anim controller, but it's never set to false, and we never really tell the animator how to handle attacking. For that, like before, I've written a player attack behavior. So we can actually get the speed from the weapon stats to change the attack animation speed, so you can have a faster attack. And if it's really small, so it's 0 or smaller, we'll just default it to 1. And the way we do that is by getting the weapon, which is on the player's hand. So let's go to our animator, add behavior, player attack behavior. I'm going to save and run. Now we have our attack, and a sound is playing. I am not feeling this sound. I am going to my player, and I am going to go to my audio source Now I'm going to just put the volume down to 0 for our sake for the rest of the tutorial. You can put whatever sound you'd like in an audio source attached to your player. Player attack behavior will look for it, so please make sure you have an audio source. If you had problems, this was probably why. Okay, I'm going to play again. I'm going to pray that the sound's no longer there because that was a terrible decision. And we have slashing, but we only have it to the left. So we have to create a blend tree, but first we need to create the animations for all the rest of the directions. I'm going to do that very quickly. Feel free to take your time with it, make it look pretty, but just get something basic in for following this tutorial. I'm going to speed up this part of the video, and feel free to slow it down if you want to look at what I do. Okay, these animations look good for me. I'm going to create a new blend tree instead. Simple directional blend tree using last horizontal and last vertical, just like the idle tree. I need to add my motion fields here. I need about 4 of them. Okay. I'm going to start playing the swing tree. Up looks right, left looks right, down looks right, and right looks right. So they're playing like I like them to. Now we can pause this swing tree, and we can see if this actually works out. Alright, now let's kill an enemy. This ghost has had it coming for him. He is a terrible monster. Now if you notice, the ghost isn't taking any damage, and he's never going to die, because he doesn't have health. The way weapons actually do damage is they look for a health that is a component of the enemy, and they call the damage health function. Health basically just has a max capacity and a current value, and if the current value is less than or equal to 0, the game object will get destroyed. And every time you take damage, the sprite renderer will change color. So all we need to do is add this health script to any enemy or NPC we want to be able to kill. I will say, if you do want to kill NPCs, I would recommend that you add in that argument. So maybe add another double and sign and other.tag equals NPC. Or you can just tag your NPC as enemy. Alright, our ghost has a maximum of 3 health, so it should take 3 hits to slice him down. I'm pretty bad at this. There we go. We've slain a ghost. Now, having one weapon is great. But you know what's better than having one weapon? Having a million weapons. For right now, we only have one attackable entry for animation for our player, so they'll all be swinging behaviors. But that's a pretty large amount of weapons. Any type of sword, any type of mace, any type of baseball bat, swinging will look completely natural. So I went ahead and I added in a sword and a mace while you guys weren't looking, and I set them up the same way I did the katana. The only difference is I've already taken care of their offset, and I've changed the speed of the Roman sword to be slightly faster. I've changed the mace to be slower, and I made it a little bit more powerful to compensate for that. Now, we can simply go to our player's inventory. We can say that our player owns 3 weapons right now. We can give our player the mace as well, and the Roman sword. I'm going to hit save, and now nothing happens when I try and switch weapons. I don't even know how to switch weapons. So, I'm going to introduce you to player change weapon behavior. For any state you'd like to have this behavior, whenever you press 1 or 2, you'll equip the weapon either to the left or to the right of the current weapon you have in the list. Let's go back to Unity. I'm going to disable these for now, and I'm going to go to the player's animator. And I don't want to be changing weapons mid-attack, so I'll add change weapon behavior to my idle and to my walking state. Now, we can change weapons on the fly. They'll follow our hand just like before. And they even have different stats, so it should take only 2 hits to kill the ghost, and it did. Now as you notice, this animation is much slower than that animation. So, we have basic melee weapons, and this is great. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about projectile weapons? Worry not. Our weapon system also has functionality for if we have projectile weapons, as we glossed over so quickly before. I'm going to create a new weapon from just a bow sprite I have. I'm going to add it to my weapons list. I'm going to move it to here. I'm going to take a look at this bow, set it to the proper sorting layer so I can actually see it. I'm going to move it over here for right now. I'm going to do the same. Circle Collider 2D is trigger. Going to edit it to just fit over the part that I'd like to do damage. Since this is a bow and I don't plan on actually hitting anybody with it, I'm going to just add a weapon script. I'm going to set the power equal to 0 for this bow.